right, everyone, here we are with another video with Invest for Tomorrow. And to all the first-time viewers and investors, welcome to the channel. And to all the subscribers, welcome back. All I ask for in return is for you to smash that like button to let me know you watch this video, and to stay tuned on in for everything we have to cover. Share this with the friends so they can receive the insight as well. And if you want to become part of these opportunities that we're about to discuss and I'm about to share with you guys, you're more than welcome to join us over at the Discord. The link is down below in the description, and we look forward to having you join us. So in this video, we're going to talk about day trading versus long-term investing, why I believe day trading generates more short-term and possibly even long-term. We're going to talk about that in just a moment. Now, once a trader learns how to day trade and manage risk, the opportunities are endless. I talk about this over in the Stock Market and Emotional Intelligence series over at the Patreon. So if you're looking to learn and grow on how to look at charts and share, my own perspective with you guys and my opinions on how I look at it and what I look for, you're more than welcome to join us, and you'll learn a lot through the course of the series. It's a never-ending series. I'm always going to add on to it. There's always something new to learn, but learning is the first part before actually seeing results. And one of the best ways to learn is using a simulator and actually practicing. So this is the results of some day trading opportunities. And right here we got ARPO at 129 when I mentioned it. We got SNMP at 107 when I mentioned it. And then CALA was at 226. So out of those three on May 17th, which was earlier this month, CALA was our worst performer. It still gave a 5 to 10% opportunity, but not like these charts, right? So that wasn't our best performer. Let's look at the ones that performed well. But I do want to share that with you guys because I'm not perfect, but we look for 5 to 10% opportunities daily, okay? So here we are with SNMP on the top chart. We mentioned it at 107, and just within 5 to 10 minutes, it ran over 10%, right? Then it pulled back down, and then it shot up to a 40% plus opportunity within just 20 to 30 minutes. Okay, spectacular way to start the day. This is the opportunities we look for. And within all of that, it's all about timing and execution and risk management, okay? Timing and execution and risk management. Now, ARPO, we mentioned it over at 129. As you can see, we basically caught it in the pre-market at one of its lowest points and never touched that again. And then it just shot up, giving a nice 10% opportunity, pulled back, gave another 5%, pulled all the way down, hitting its new low, and the highest point was 35% plus on the day. Now, could someone catch this throughout that full run? No, that's impossible. And if it is happening like that, that's a tremendous investor or an investor that is not managing risk and got lucky, because in those runs, the point is to take your 5 to 10%. That's what I look for on a regular day, 10 to 20% on a great day, and 20% plus is a home run. So if the charts are showing me a little bit of more room, I stay, but I'm really looking for my 5 to 10% or 10 to 20%. And I'm going to share with you guys why the little increments matter more than the big ones, okay? Now, these are the results of day trading options. These were some option plays that I shared the other day. I still don't really talk too much about it on the Discord or even here on the YouTube, but I am sharing with you guys some of the opportunities. This is a lot riskier. This is something that I'm going to make a video series over on the Patreon for those that want to learn and see what it is I look for in options to go ahead and get these results. That will be offered soon over at the Patreon, and then I'll probably make a chat room where we can talk about different options I'm watching and what other investors are watching as well. But you could see a little bit of a difference here on Workhorse. So Workhorse was one that I held from the day before to the next day. And as you see here, my total return was 27.5, and the day's return once I sold it was 60%. That means that the difference between 27 and 60 is what I was losing the day before. I recovered it, and I recovered a little bit more. And you can see when I sold right at the bell, that was probably one of the highest points that option reached that day. I'll never forget that day. I was losing the day before, but I knew why I positioned myself into it, and I caught it, and there you go, 27%. That's a realistic expectation. Now, this is one that I sold exactly at the bell, okay? At 9:30, as soon as the bell opened, I had my limit order ready, and I sold it. This is one that I held from the day before to the next day. I was already up 150%, and the next day it actually was just sitting back down to where I caught it, and it gave me a total return and the day's return of 200%. So that was significant within that day of the aftermarket hours pulling back even lower, and also the pre-market pulling it down lower, and right at the bell that all compounded to giving me 200%. Will that happen every time? No, but it was a great experience to catch it and play that option play. Very risky, but I don't put more than I'm willing to risk or lose. That's something that's very important as a day trader. Now, this is another another day trade opportunity, and here's the charts. And you could see that it was currently sitting at 235 when I sent it out that morning, and we basically caught it at its low in the pre-market, like literally a few minutes before it jumped up. We caught it in the pre-market, and it took off to a high of 80% plus. Now, catching it at the very low and being confident to catch it there is very rare, and selling it at the very high is very rare. But within all of that run, there was plenty of room within 20 minutes to make anywhere from 5 to 10% on a regular day, 10 to 20%, and 20% plus. So that's where I'm going with this. This is where the opportunities lie daily. We look for them. And also, by joining and using a simulator, you'll be able to practice with real live opportunities that actually are creating opportunities since that morning. Because when I'm watching a stock, I'm watching it to make money. I don't watch it to just watch it. Okay, I'm not perfect. I don't catch everything that runs like this, and this doesn't mean that it's guaranteed to always run like this, but I'm consistently looking for room for me to take my 5 to 10% and call it a day, because I'm about to explain to you guys the importance of the small increments, why they matter, and we're going to look at that right now. But going out there and simulating your own trades and not knowing where to look does not mean that you won't be able to learn and catch the drift on how to day trade and how to time your execution. But by joining us, you'll have access to the stocks I'm watching, and you can simulate them, practice your timing and execution, and it'll be stocks that have momentum. That's usually what I look for every single day. Now, this is another one that we caught at 170, and you can see here, just because I started watching it at 170 does not mean it's the moment where to start buying it or selling it. It's just the moment I'm watching it. I always express why I'm watching it, what news has come out, or anything I'm seeing in the charts. It pulled back a little bit, and it took off, giving 100% plus opportunity. I believe it was almost 120. And on the day, it closed out 72% up. So from the moment I watched it, even if it pulled back and then it ran back up, managing risk and knowing why you're in it, right there, right off the bat, just in 30 minutes, it gave about 30%. Literally about 30% jump from that low all the way up, anywhere from 20 to 30%. If you caught it exactly at 170, at 160, whatever the case might have been, the opportunity was there, and it took off within an hour and a half all the way up 2x, almost, literally 2x on that jump. It was very close. It was around 50 to 70%. So within all of that, that's what I look for. My 5 to 10%, my 10 to 20%, and 20% plus is a home run if the charts are allowing me to stay. But if not, I take what I got and I run with it. I do not let greed stop me from taking my profits. Now, let's read this together. Now, let's assume someone does not successfully catch those runs fully. Like I said, it's very impressive if somebody can catch the full run, and I'm not saying it's impossible, but the probability is really low. And even myself, I don't catch the full run. I don't even stay the full run. I look for what I'm looking for. I use the momentum and opportunity and run with it. So let's assume there's an investor that has a 3% profit rate per day. That accounts to 60% per month return, assuming the trader trades every day and execution is done correctly by finding daily opportunities that can go up 10% plus. Now, the trader leaves early, locking in real profits. That's very important. So They don't stay all the way to 10%, even if they feel comfortable, even 5%. They take their 3%. That's their average. And that's what they've actually been able to accomplish every single day. Now, every single day, there are 5 to 10% opportunities. And there's several days that can give you 10 to 20%. And usually 1 or 2 days that rarely happen in the same week, but it can happen every 2 weeks that you can find something that gives you 20% plus, right? This last week over at the Discord, we found opportunities that gave us all 5 to 10%, 10 to 20% every single day. And then our best ones reached up to 50% on the Friday, ending the week pretty strong. Now, that doesn't happen every time. That doesn't, mean that it's going to happen every time. But we sent out about 11 different ticker symbols and 10 of them turned out to be pretty profitable. Now, it doesn't mean that that's guaranteed those same results every single time or next week or every week after that. We're going to consistently look for 5 to 10%. But in the case of this investor, 3% profit rate, let's just assume that's 15% per week. They trade every day, 60% per month. There's no single stock that can generate that type of return in 1 month. They might generate 5 to 10% if you hold throughout the whole month, but in the day trading scheme of things, 60% is pretty strong. Even though that 3% seems really low, you get in and you get out. Now, let's look at the average monthly return of the stock market. So this is the S&P 500 from 1980 to 2019. That's 39 years. So you can see that there's not a single month that is over 2% in the month. There's some that are down, some are barely moving, and this is basically assuming that you hold from the beginning of February, an example, to the end of February. Within the month, the stock could go up and down 5, 10, 20% and come back down. But once you end the month, it's going to end up at 0.29%. That's what happens with the S&P 500. Now, that's the S&P 500. Individual stocks are probably moving and giving a rate of, let's just say an example of 2 to 5%, let's just say. So the highest one here is 5% and the lowest is 2%. That's what individual stocks are generating, and they can move up 10, 20% some point in the month, but from the beginning to the end, they're giving 2 to 5%. Now, if we go ahead and look back here at this, 60% is what you're generating per month at those 3% daily opportunities. So that 3% is what you'll probably get on average from stocks being held a whole month. But if you trade daily and you get in and you get out, you can generate 60% based off that example. That does not guarantee that can happen. That's just an example I'm sharing. Now, long-term investing compounds over time. Short-term trades multiplies. Short-term investing takes a lot of practice and risk management, but it is rewarding over the course of time. I believe that. That's my opinion. I do long-term trades. I started as a long-term investor before going into short-term trading, so it's very important to have a portfolio, understand how to long-term trade, swing trade, to then get into short-term trades. But one of the best things that's out there right now is a simulator to learn your execution and timing. And if you want to know real stocks with momentum daily that can move 5 to 10%, 10 to 20%, and 20% plus daily movers, you can join us over at the Discord. The link is down below in the description. We look forward to having you join us, and you'll also gain access to the video series of the stock market and emotional intelligence, where you can learn more about charts and how I look at charts, my opinions and my perspectives, and what I've learned over the course of my trading journey. And you can become part of a growing community of investors, all looking to learn and grow together to maximize profits and minimize losses. Thank you guys so much for watching, and let's make some money.